Hello there! What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be taking a look at Star Wars Legions, the 5th Brother and 7th Sister Operative Expansion. This is a 2-for-1 expansion. You're going to get 2 different units in this box for a $29.99 retail price tag. Not too bad. $30 for 2 operatives that can work together and take the spot of only a single operative in your list if your points will allow it. I think if you're running both of these plus a 3rd operative to kind of make the difference work there, plus your commander, you're probably going to have a lot of stormtroopers and otherwise cheaper, less expensive units to make everything work. But we'll take a look at everything that comes in this box. Also, the unit cards, we'll put the miniatures together. We'll look at everything here. Before we do that, I want to remind you guys we are still doing that $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. Let me know some of your favorite Star Wars Legion villains. Those are always a fun one, and Inquisitors make for an excellent bunch of villains. I always love to hear about people's favorite villains, favorite moments from Star Wars, whether it's something new in a recent show or something classic from the original films, which are definitely beautiful and iconic. We've got everything coming out here. We've got our cardboard and our cards. We've got a little insert here with a little poster. Of course, we aren't going to get the build instructions. We'll have to go online and we can get those there. We've got all of the people who helped bring this to us, and then we also have these beautiful pieces of plastic right here. That's everything. Wow, it's just a single sprue for both of these. We do have 2 bases in there. So 1 single frame here. Let's take a look at this really quick. So we've got some really nice stuff on here. We've got, it looks like a torso. I'm guessing 5th Brother torso, 7th Sister torso, heads, and, I mean, honestly, like, this looks very, very simple and straightforward. I don't even think I'm going to need the instructions. I think we put torsos together, stick legs on, stick arms on, stick heads on, and kind of go from there. It does look like maybe we have an option if we want. I don't know if this is... No, I don't know if we have a helmeted option. I think we just have to wear the helmet. I don't know if there's a face mask option. This B03 is probably some kind of other piece there. So, yeah, it looks like it's pretty straightforward as far as assembly goes. We do have the little effect on the 7th Sister's lightsaber. I'm not a big fan of this effect here, but it's okay, I guess. You could always, it looks like you could shave it off pretty easily if you didn't want it on there, which is pretty cool. We have our 2 standard bases, and we've got all this cardboard. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cards. All right, so first up, we've got our cardboard insert, lots of damage, and our 2 operative tokens. We'll move on to the unit cards. We're going to talk about the 5th Brother first. He has 105 points. He has Dauntless, which is always really, really cool. He's got Block and Rage 2 and Immunity to Pierce. So we're seeing a couple of like Jedi common keywords on this guy, but not everything. Like, we don't have jump. All right, we don't have that. A lot of Jedi do have jump. We don't have that here. We don't see deflect here. Block is close, but it's not the same thing. But you know, we also don't start off with charge. We have to get some damage before we get charge. So he's lacking certain staples that saber wielders typically have. But he's still pretty strong. He's got 2 training, and he's got a Force upgrade. Also doesn't have Master of the Force, so if you're going to use a Force upgrade on him, you need to keep that in mind. You're not going to get readied cards for free. You're going to have other things. There's going to be cards that will let you, recover. There's going to be cards that will do that. There's also plenty of Force upgrades that don't require you to exhaust them to use, so that you're definitely going to have some different options for Force, but you'll have to keep that in mind when building him out. He is a single miniature. He's got red save. He does have surge to hit, which is actually really nice. I love seeing at least a surge to hit on Jedi and Sith alike. So that's a very good thing, because so many just don't have it. and like Darth Vader, for example. You know, he's got all those red dice, but I end up rolling like 1 blank and 2 surges, and I'm like, nah. So I don't have to go nah anymore. He's got 6 health, 2 courage, a speed of 2. And he's got 2 different weapons, which is also a really nice thing. The fact that he can throw his spinning lightsaber without it having to take up a force slot is nice. It's almost like he has saber throw sort of built in, so he doesn't really need to do his saber throw. Although, maybe you want to consider that because his spinning lightsaber has RAM on it, and because it has RAM, you could, in theory, you know, mess around with that. It's an interesting thing, but they updated RAM, so where now he doesn't have to do a full move, he just has to do a move because he's a small base. So RAM is going to be really nice. It's going to turn, you know, 2 dice to criticals, which is going to be super awesome. He's got Impact 2 and Pierce 1 also on his attacks. Both of them have Impact 2 and Pierce 1. So he's going to be pretty nasty in melee, plus the Surge to hit. Even though they are only black dice, it's still pretty solid. I like that they have the thrown lightsaber attack built in. Makes up for having only the single force option. We also have 7th Sister. This is going to be our other one. She is going to have a couple of things we were already expecting. She's got charge, so she is kind of got a little advantage there. She starts out with charge. She's got jump also, so she's a little more acrobatic, but she's only got 5 health. She's going to be 110 points. She's going to cost 5 more points. She's got this ability called Associate Fifth Brother. If you are running the Fifth Brother, she gets to include basically, you don't have to count it as 2 operatives. You can count them as a single operative, which is pretty cool. I guess. I say I'm pretty cool, but I have to leave out the caveat of I guess it's pretty cool, because there's not too many times where I want to run both of them and another operative and still have room for a commander. There's just not too many lists. So every time I kind of look at these guys and I go to list building, I end up not really having the points to do all of those crazy things, but there definitely are options for it. Block, charge, disciplined 1, and immune to pierce, and interrogate. Now, interrogate is another one of those new words that was also updated in the latest rules reference guide, but it's basically when you're at range 1 of an enemy unit, you can treat that unit's command cards as having 1 more pip. So it's similar to like Krennic and you know, that ability to kind of win ties, except it kind of changes things around. You don't have to be playing one of her command cards to do it. You can have her with, like, for example, if she's with Krennic, for example, and you got that cunning keyword in your army already, you kind of, you know, she just has to be near the other person whose command card is being played on the opposing team for that card to have 1 more pip. So this could allow Krennic's 1 pip to beat a Han Solo's 0 pip, for example. And it also means that a Krennic 2 pip is going to beat most everybody else's 1 pips, you know. And so if you can make sure that she is range 1 of the person whose card gets played, and so it's that unit's command cards, and it's really cool stuff. I don't believe this one works on generic command cards though, so those are still going to have some value, which is pretty cool. She's got 2 training and 1 force, similar to Fifth Brother. Again, we do not have Master of the Force here. We also don't have Deflect. We've got Block instead. It is going to give you that. You're still going to want to have a dodge token if you can, because Surge to Block is really good. You know, when you need it. You know, it's good when you need it. It's a nice thing to have for sure. She got Impact 2 and Pierce 1 on her 5 dice lightsaber, and on also Impact 2 and Pierce 1 on the 3 dice thrown variant. And she has Surge to hit as well, which is nice. Now, I already talked about this. She's got 1 less health, but she does have 1 more courage. So if your commander happens to die, she might make for an excellent replacement, ready to step up and take charge of the battlefield. They have a couple of command cards we're going to take a look at. But first, let's take a look at Inquisitorious Training. Now, we are going to get 2 copies of this, which is a very good thing. There were some people worried that we would only get 1, and possibly forcing you to buy 2 copies of this expansion just to outfit both the Fifth Brother and 7th Sister. But we do get 2 copies in here, so do not worry too much about that. This is going to give Demoralize 1, and then when a unit at range 1 exhausts a force upgrade, then you may roll a red defense die on Ink basically. You can cancel the effect, but it still exhausts the upgrade. So basically, you can stop a Jedi from force pushing you away or doing other force upgrades that would exhaust them. It's also nice to say that like you don't have to exhaust Inquisitorious training to do that. You know, it's just every time they do it, you have a chance to just cancel the effect. This is an insanely potentially strong, card against the, against the right build. Can really shut down a lot of Jedi powers, and that's pretty nasty, But I'll point out, it has to be a force upgrade that exhausts. If it's not a force upgrade that exhausts, then you won't be able to do this. So it's not going to work on those passive ones or like saber throw and things like that. All right, we've got command cards here, so let's start off with Come and Prove It. This one it's a 7th Sister card. It activates the 7th Sister and the 5th Brother, so it's a 1-pip that activates 2 Inquisitors, which is really cool. This round, 5th Brother and 7th Sister gain Indomitable, which is nice for getting rid of all that suppression. And they roll 1 extra die when defending. That's also extremely good. If 7th Sister is declared as the target of an attack, while she has a face-up order token, she gains a dodge token. So very defensive. It's nice because it also gives those bonuses to 2 characters, although it makes the 7th Sisters a little better. That's one of the themes we see in this expansion is, while they do work together, each one of them cares a little more about themselves than the other person, which is kind of cool. We have a 2-pip for 7th Sister. It's going to be unexpected, but not unwelcome. This one also activates 5th Brother and 7th Sister. When this unit is issued an order by this card, it recovers. Again, recovery, very, very good, depending if you want like force push or something like that on your Inquisitors, which is usually a very good option to take. This round, when 7th Sister is attacking a commander or operative with a face-down order token, during the roll attack dice step, she can gain up to 2 suppression tokens. She gains an aim token for each suppression token gained this way. So it still activates both of them, but she kind of gets the bonus on that particular card. And then we're going to move up to her 3-pip. You hide your fear well. This one is the 7th Sister and 2 units. Now, I will point out, usually operatives don't give out orders to other non-operatives. So this one is kind of nice, and it also kind of does lean towards the fact that she might be a good candidate to take over as commander if need be. Because it's a 3-pip, it's hers, but it activates 2 other units, and those can be any units. She's going to gain Demoralize 1 this round. Now, if she's running Inquisitorious training already, which she probably will be, she's already going to have Demoralize 1, so that will stack and make it Demoralize 2. While enemy units at range 1 of 7th Sister are suppressed, they re-roll 1 fewer die when spending aim tokens. So that's going to be a pretty kind of a cool ability. I think that, again, the aim reroll thing is debuff to that is just kind of okay. I think the Demoralize 1 is a nicer thing. We're basically making it probably Demoralize 2, because I imagine most people will run Inquisitorious training on their Inquisitors. So you can put out a lot of suppression out there, which is super nice. Now, those were the 3 7th Sister cards. We only have 2 5th Brother cards. Part of that is because like the 1-pip helps them both. So this is meant to be like, hey, this is a shared 1-pip kind of, even though it's technically 7th Sisters. So here is the 5th Brothers. You would question me? I'm doing the voice for 5th Brother. It's 5th Brother and 7th Sister. It's a 2-pip, and it is permanent. It says when the 5th Brother gains an aim token, 7th Sister gains a dodge token. When 5th Brother gains a dodge token, 7th Sister gains an aim token. You seeing a trend here? When either unit gains an aim or dodge token, the other unit may gain an immobilized token. If they do, the first unit gains an additional token of the same type. This one's very much teamwork based, and it's permanent. This makes for an excellent first round play because it is a 2-pip though, so you're getting rid of a 2-pip on your first round, but it makes for a really good first turn play because it's going to be out for the rest of the game, and I always really like stuff like that. He's also got a 3-pip here. I care not for your struggles. It's a 5th Brother and 2 Troopers. The 5th Brother may issue orders at range 1 through 5 this round. Units that are issued an order by this card gain Dauntless this round. This is a good late game card. when you really need to get to the objective. If you're worried about losing an action because of suppression, Dauntless is really good for that. It's good when you absolutely positively kind of have to get where you need to go. It's not the best late game card in the game, but it's pretty good considering that these guys aren't even commanders. These guys are operatives, but they're still able to support the force a little bit if need be. Now, depending on the type of commander you run, if you think that you're going to need cards like this, it gives you some options. I don't see myself necessarily running all 5 of these with Inquisitor builds, but I could see running at least 3 or 4 of them in a lot of builds, maybe a few less depending on which other named characters I bring. But they do look pretty cool. And now we're going to put the miniatures together. Let's take a look. All right, so we've got 5th brother and 7th sister here put together. Really no problems with these guys. Really nice looking miniatures. Nice looking models. It really didn't have any problems at all. It was super easy to put together. That one piece I wasn't sure about was his neck piece. And I shaved up the head a little bit. I may have to just file that little bit down there a little bit. But sometimes when you file it down, it's just a white mark on there. Once you prime it, it all goes away. I did have one little interesting thing on 7th sister though. Again, she looks great. She was very easy to put together. When the hand went in though, if you'll notice the box version, hers is kind of arcing the opposite direction mine is. All right, so mine goes that way. The one in the box goes that way. So if you put one of these together, let me know. Did yours resemble the box more? Or did yours resemble mine a little bit more, where it's kind of going up, pointing towards like 10 o'clock, whereas hers is now pointing towards like 8 o'clock or whatever. Well, the hand on this backside is curved a little bit at the wrist, but it fit in just fine on this other side. So not that it makes much difference. Like, it's still behind her. It's still, it's still going to be easily paintable and still totally looks just right. But it doesn't completely match that. So I thought that was an interesting anecdote, but still cool miniature. Nice pose. I love the lack of tactical rocks on these, so it's just flat on the ground and I can do whatever I want with the basing. Very cool stuff. All right, so that is the 5th brother and 7th sister expansion. Lots of cool stuff here. I really wish we had more upgrades, but at least we got 2 of the Inquisitorious training. I guess that's really my biggest complaint with a lot of this, the stuff we've been getting for Legion lately, is you used to get more upgrades with these. I mean, if this is a unit that can take 2 trainings and 1 force, how come there's no trainings on here? Or I'm sorry, how come there's no force on here, and how come there's not another training? Right, we have the 1 training, but like usually you used to be able to get stuff to go in here, and usually they would put more upgrades. Like there'd be maybe another training that could go on any other unit. That was a I guess that's one of my biggest criticisms between the way that FFG used to do it and how AMG does it now. They're trying to get as few upgrades as possible. It's almost like they said, hey, there's enough upgrades in the game. We're never making another one unless it's, unit specific. And maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they are going to make more, and maybe we'll see them in an upgrade pack 3, which I really do hope comes. I hope that's a thing that happens. And if so, then I'll be happy to be wrong about it. But I don't like the fact that we don't get upgrades anymore. And I just, as long as I knew we were going to be getting them in an upgrade card pack, I'd feel fine about it. Because like a new training or a new, equipment or a new comms or whatever could work wonders for certain units that are kind of underpowered. And I miss getting those in expansion packs. But at the same time, I don't miss it being like a chase expansion. Like, oh, you can only get that force upgrade in the Yoda pack. So now people who don't play Republic have to go buy Yoda. So, there's improvements. But I think the clear answer is we need more card packs. And hopefully we'll get that soon. Plus, we're going to get some more Legion news here at Adepticon in a couple of days. AMG is going to be doing their big studio panel. We'll be talking about all the news that comes out. So if you want to stay informed, click that subscribe button. Click the bell for alerts. Stick around. You can also join our Discord. Links are in the video description below. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons as well. You guys help make this whole channel possible. Thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. The spice must flow. And always wash your socks.